Steve Prescott's hands up! For Steve Prescott's hands up! For Steve Prescott's hands up!
G'day and welcome to the NRL Round 9 preview, and it's Magic Round. Get excited. Yeah, we've nicked the idea off you. It's not like an Aussie to steal something, is it? Okay, we won't nick anything else off you, I promise. You can have Brexit and you can have that mess. Like, seriously, we're in a big enough mess as it is. I see Brexit and raise it with an Aussie democracy sausage. We're currently going through another election campaign, and if Bill Shorten and Labor get up, that'll be our 7th Prime Minister in 10 years. So maybe count your lucky stars, you've only got to deal with Brexit. We're going to deal with the clowns in the grassy knoll at Parliament House, which is about 15 minutes that way. Anyway, it's Magic Round, and let's have a quick look at the... Well, we're going to start with the ladder this week, and if you can see Ronaldo in the background, look, my apologies, I'm in my son's bedroom. He's obsessed with Ronaldo, and the only person more obsessed with Ronaldo than my son is, of course, Ronaldo. Anywho, he's a good player. Just ask him. All right, now the ladder this week. Let's start with the ladder because I think it's very crucial that we see where the teams are. And the ladder this week is brought to you by the Happy Dragon Wellness Retreat and Day Spa. James Graham and Gareth Widdop's new venture. They're looking at a suitable venue. There's a place to come up for grabs, just right next to the tranquil surrounds of the Dapto railway station. Just picture it. You'll be lying there, the big 110 polar bear, James Graham, fully kitted up. He'll give you a shiatsu massage, just studding across your back and back across, while Gareth rubs some chakras, and in the background you can hear him on tape. He's recorded him singing the Warrington team song as he prepares for next year. And what's that? Yeah, no, I can... Oh, sorry, I've just got some news. Corey Norman will give a bag of his special hot rocks to the first 13 visitors. So get into it. Here's the table. And as you see, down the bottom, the Happiness Wellness Day Spa, Wellness Retreat and Day Spa, James Graham swears by it. That's why, if you ever wonder why James is so tranquil and relaxed on the field, that's why. He goes there before every game and gets a rub down and a massage. Now here's the table, and you'll see it's the Roosters, Rabbitohs, Raiders and Storm, the top 4, Eels, Seagulls, Sharks and Dragons bringing up the 8. And Battler alert, there's your Battlers. And the teams I want to focus on there are the Broncos and the Panthers. In other words, it's time to win, boys. You're giving the top 4 way too much head start. All right, let's get to it. Let's get the Magic Round, and we open up with the Titans and the Sharks. I won't spend too much time on this. The big team news is Tyrone Roberts is out, and the Sharks, after a magic win, it is Magic Round, a magic win over the Storm last week in the Bermuda Triangle of the Shire. Even though we're up at Suncorp, led by the guy who must be leading the Rookie of the Year nominations, Brighton Nakora, it's the Sharks to win. They may have lost here 2 weeks ago against the Broncos. They won't. Sharks by 8. And look for the Sharks' strong bench, led by Jack Williams, the young fella, to lead the way. Okay, the next game on Friday, and it is the battle of the Big Cats, the Tigers and the Panthers. Elliot Whitehead took out Billy Kickow, and he's not been selected. He's on the extended reserves, but there's a rumour he may play. I can't see it. I don't think he'll play. And somehow James Maloney has escaped suspension for his chicken wing on John Bateman to play in the game. Now, he needs to play because him and Nathan Cleary in the halves need to get clicking. Origin's coming, but more importantly, let's face it, their club commitments, the Panthers need them to click. They're starting to smell like the Eels of last year. Moses and Norman, who were just unhappy. And you can see what Moses and Norman have done now. They've got away from each other, and it's starting to look the same. Nathan is starting to play a bit better, but he needs a platform. And Regan Campbell-Gillard, fire up! Come on, mate. Panthers need more out of you. Chris McQueen is again part of a strong back row for the Tigers with Ryan Madison and Matt Eisenhuth. They both need the 2 points. The Tigers are just on the cusp of the 8, but the Panthers will be more desperate and they'll win that one, but only by 2. You heard it here first. Now, the Friday game following that, and look, apparently this is a home game for the Seagulls. It's at Suncorp. They're playing the Broncos, who are in all sorts of strife. Cody Nikorima's gone, of course, but also out of the side, James Roberts and Jermaine Osako have been punted by Anthony Seibold, and there's rumours James Roberts is heading to South. So has he played his last Broncos game as well? Seibold's putting the broom through the Broncos. They're so short of experienced players. It really is a big ask for them to get through. And Andrew McCulloch's out as well. He got hurt at training. For Manly, bad news for them as well. After losing DCE, they've now lost Lachlan Croker. Api Coruscant's moved from dummy half to 5'8", but that brings in Manasi Fonu, who killed the Raiders a couple of weeks ago. Manly just keep doing it. They've got a strong bench. Jack Gashevsky and Corey Waddell are killing it off the bench. But look at the Broncos bench. Fafita, Tavita Pangai, and Joe Ofahengawi. It's a huge bench, but they need big performances every week. They're struggling to get with the structures that Seibold's trying to implement. Has he lost the dressing room? Has he lost the players? They're not playing with any confidence. The Broncos need to win. The Broncos must win. The Broncos won't win. Manly to win. There you go. That's my tip. Okay, let's move on to Saturday. Bulldogs and the Knights. And the Bulldogs, I'm checking my feelings. Nah, no chance. The Knights are on fire. They've won their last two. They're going to make it 3 in a row. Ponga, Watson, Pearce and Danny Levi. That is a spine that will tear the Bulldogs apart. Knights by 16. There you go. Kalen Ponga on a dry track at Suncorp will slaughter them. The only way I can see the Bulldogs winning is Corey Harawira Naira having a blinder in the second row. I just can't see it. Knights for mine. And the night game... Oh, sorry, the mid game. There's 3 games. Oh, Jesus. Warriors versus Dragons. Get a board out and throw a dart at it. The Dragons, they've gone from a plethora of pivots to now the stocks are thinning and the shelves are bare. No Norman, no Widdop. We've now got Jai Field filling in at 5'8" now, the young fella. He's quick, so watching, there's a bit of speed there with Dufty and him and Cameron McGuinness. But they're up against the Warriors team who have been battling. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck was very quiet last week, so expect a bit of Roger razzle-dazzle. And the big news is Cody Nikorima will make his club debut at Suncorp, where he just left the Broncos. Go figure. He may as well have stayed there instead of going to Auckland last week to say hi to the club. Anyway, he's in, and unfortunately for Chanel number 6, Harris Tavita is now Chanel number 21. He's gone. It was a tough call, but had to be done. And I think the added spark of Nikorima and Tuivasa-Sheck will get the Warriors home in that one, but that'll be tight. James Graham will be fired up, and he needs to be, because if the Dragons can get on top of the Warriors, they'll wilt. So, big game for James Graham coming up. Now, the night game is an absolute ripper. The Storm versus the Eels. The Eels are on fire. Gutho, Sivo, and Fergo. The big back 3 behemoths. Most teams get a platform off their forwards. The Eels get a platform off their back 3. They blew the puff out of the Dragons last week, and expect big games again from those 3. If they don't fire, then it's going to be tough work, because the Storm are bouncing back from a really poor loss to the Sharks. They're out of sorts in the Shire. And after a bellyache blast this week, I expect the Storm to bounce back and get that. Bankwest Stadium for the Eels has turned into a bit of a fortress, and they're struggling away from there. So Storm to win, but not by many. Now we move to Sunday, and if you're an Englishman, this is the day to tune into the NRL. The Raiders and the Rabbitohs both play. 6 Englishmen will feature. And first up, we got the Raiders and the Roosters. The Roosters 1 versus the Raiders 3, and this is a massive matchup for the Raiders. No John Bateman, as we've said, and there's no Joey Leilua. They're up against Latrell Mitchell and Luke Keary. I can't wait for Keary versus Jack Whiten. Big game ahead for Hodgson, Whitehead and Sutton in the back row. I don't think they'll be able to go with the Roosters. And it'll be the Roosters by a fair few, I think. Roosters by 14. Bit of a Raiders reality check coming, I think. And our final game for Magic Round, it's the King of the English North, Slam and Sam Burgess, against the King of North Queensland, Jason Taumalolo. What a contest. Look forward. Bring on the biff. It's going to be on. There'll be some belting hits. But unfortunately, I think the Cowboys are going to go home. It's Magic Round. Paul Green will pull out about a 45 handkerchiefs out of his top pocket to wipe the tears away. Bennett's Broncos Bennett's Bunnies. Sorry, I still can't get used to him at the Bunnies. Benny's Bunnies, led by the Burgess brothers, to bring it home, led by Slam and Sam, who will bring down the Tongan Tornado. That's it from me. Enjoy your tipping, and I'll see you next week.
Watch every game of the NRL, plus the grand final and state of origin, from anywhere outside Australia, New Zealand or the Pacific Islands. Go to watchnrl.com and take the footy with you.